as always, we want to give all the praise, honor, and glory
to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Kakodash.
Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth through the Holy Spirit. And as always, we're giving a special peace and blessings and salutations to the elect. All right, we out here another week to teach the word of Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, and to let you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans know that you are the true children of Israel according to the Bible. All right, and that you need to repent before the Most High returns and destroys the society. All right, and before camp, you know, we had an Edomite come up and basically pretend like he was interested in what we were saying or what we were about to start teaching. And then he went into how he was a Catholic or whatever. And somehow the topic of, you know, homosexuality came up. And we told him that that's against the scriptures, you know. And then ultimately he just fled. But the ways of this world, all right, the things that Esau tells you that are good and that's okay, you know, it's actually not according to the word of the Most High. Things such as, you know, being a homosexual. So we're going to get right into the scriptures. Go ahead.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 5, verse 20.
I'm holding that.
Woe unto them that call evil good, and good evil, that put darkness for light, and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet, and sweet for bitter.
Right. Woe unto them that call evil good. All right. And the act of a man lying with mankind, that's evil according to the Most High, according to the scriptures, the Most High's word. But in this world, all right, it's normalized. You know, they tell you that it's okay as long as, you know, as long as it makes you feel good or whatever.
Yeah, he came up here and said that they're born like that.
Right. Yeah. And that's really a spirit that the Most High puts on that individual. Ultimately, you know, along their walk in their life, it's a choice that they make. You know.
So whenever you see somebody who's not just a alphabet people, but you know, somebody who actually does the so-called transition, you know, that's just spirits on those people, man. Because really, these elites, what do they worship? They worship Baphomet, which is a goat that has breasts and a penis, man.
It's like a transgender demon.
Yeah, it's like a transgender demon. That's what they worship, man. So they put that vibration out there, man.
And if I can add, you know, it's ultimately the Most High gave them up unto that uncleanness. You know, so yeah, he could be possibly right, because the Lord could have gave them up in their past life and came back with that
Same spirit.
with that same spirit. You know, but either way, the Lord gave them up.
Got something?
Yeah, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 26. For God gave them up unto vile affections, for even their women did change their natural youth into that which is against nature.
And one thing we're understanding about Esau is that his nature is to be a little, you know, a little weirdo anyway. You know, he's weird, man. You know, he just moves with like a weird vibration, and you can tell, starting with their elites, by the things that they push in the earth, they're a bunch of freaks.
Yeah, just like it's saying, what's that? Where it say, their spirit is not
Right. That's Habakkuk, yeah.
And they're really starting to turn things upside down, just like the scriptures say, because they just put in that, what was her name? I forgot how to say her name. Jackson, that chick that was on the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
The first black woman judge on the Supreme Court, right? And they were grilling her during her hearing, because she was giving all these pedophiles a slap on the wrist, man.
Yeah, and then they asked her, what's the definition of a woman? And she said, oh, I can't answer that. How the fuck you gonna be a judge?
Right.
How you gonna be a judge? You supposed to,
Yeah.
Because now you gotta be politically correct.
Because that's why they pushed her. And they said, oh, she's going to defend women's rights, but you can't defend a fucking woman.
yeah, you can't. I got a scripture real quick.
That just proves that she's set up, man.
Esau does everything backwards, man.
Let me get this real quick. This the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 1, verse 6. It say, dare any of you having a matter against another go to the law before the unjust and not before the saints? It say, do you not know that the saints shall judge the world? And if the world shall be judged by you, are you unworthy to judge the smallest matters? Are you unworthy to judge? You can't judge. That's a small matter.
Right.
It is.
It's only two genders,
Yep.
a man and a woman.
Right.
She should have said, "Hey,
It's simple.
Right.
And it's balanced because that's how the Most High made it. You know.
So you a Supreme Court judge
Yeah.
of a whole country, the most strongest country in the world, and you gonna be judging on the most important things, and you don't know between a boy and a girl.
If I can add, that just proves that she's set up by those that are that want to spread confusion. You know.
Yep.
And the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. Go ahead.
And I got something. My brother GMS dedication. He shared this. He posted this. It's a new disease. A new outbreak of a disease has hit the state of Florida, and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said that homosexuals and bisexuals are largely responsible for it.
Because when you in that spirit, you can't reproduce. Ultimately, you just, diseases come out of that. A lot of germs. The Most High, gave a man his private part and a woman's her private part for the purpose of reproducing and creating life.
That's the natural use.
That's the natural use.
Ain't nobody supposed to be playing with no buttholes. Because we know what comes out of a butthole.
Yeah, so that's when even a woman on a woman, you can't create life out of that situation. So ultimately, it's a foul act. And you can see how when you see those dudes that's in that spirit, they got those, they walk in a certain way. Those are demons. And then you got the studs. Bitch might have on 2 wristbands and a headband with a backpack and a white tee. That's how the studs look around here,
And then you got the green-haired and the blue-haired people that fight for their rights and all that shit. Those, what do they call them? SJWs. Esau's got an army of little mini witches, man.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Leviticus.
You still sharing that?
Yeah.
All right, let them finish.
Say
reading that.
vaccine news. CDC warns that gay men are spreading disease in Florida. In an announcement, the CDC urged LGBT males to avoid having sexual contact with other men and to rush out and get the Miniqui vaccine as soon as possible if they live in the Sunshine State. However, you need to keep in mind that the more vaccines a person takes, the weaker his or her immune system becomes. LGBT males who are planning to visit the state of Florida are also being encouraged to talk to their healthcare providers about getting the injection before traveling to the popular spring break destination. But the point is, they spread disease amongst each other. And nowadays, people be going both ways. A homosexual man, he might be sleeping with a man that sleep with a woman that sleep with a straight man, and that straight man is going to sleep with other women, and that just fuck up everybody. They done fuck up everything. Because now it's just being spread.
I got this is the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination, they shall surely be put to death, their blood shall be upon them.
Yeah, that's playing into the point. It's the Most High made that law very clear. It's no gray areas, no confusion. It's as simple as that. That the punishment for that, if you get caught in that act, is death. Go ahead. We get ready to switch gears anyway, because for the sake of the algorithms, we don't want them to. You can get what you had.
Well,
though.
hey, it is so-called Ishtar. So I'm gonna have to repeat that too.
This the book of Isaiah chapter 3 verse 8. For Jerusalem is ruined and Judah is fallen because their tongue and their doings are against the Lord to provoke the eyes of his glory.
Yeah, and the Most High is angry with Jake right now, especially 2/3 of our people, because of the behavior that they're doing in the earth. So that's why the Most High is going to send his son Yahushai to execute judgment. Because there's going to be so many Israelites that's going to get put to death when the Lord returns. Because of their wicked ways. The Lord said, I'm gonna judge you according to your ways and according to your
They deserve it too.
They deserve it, yeah.
They went out and got jabbed up and shit. They gonna take this chip, you know, fucking Instagram doing all these stupid dances and challenges and shit. And all this crazy shit going on in the world. They careless.
Yep, they in the spirit of see, ultimately, you know, we know what's going on, you know, and that's the Wadati Halba Shemiyah Shai for giving us the spirit to actually know what's going on. It's a difference between knowing what's going on and just being a complete lost soul, man. You know? Go ahead.
It say the show of their countenance do witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not.
They hide it not, meaning they ain't open with it. Jake don't give a damn. You know? They really don't care, man.
Even that madness I shared the other day.
Yeah, even with our women, they don't care that they hoes. They just go out and it's nothing.
Yep.
For like when I was growing up, you call a woman a hoe or slut or something, she would get real. She might cry. She gonna go get. They don't give a fuck now.
Well, now they got the slut walk with Amber Rose. They do that shit called the slut walk. They bunch of women. They have on a T-shirt that say "I'm a slut." Now that's literally a thing. You know, for people who've seen that before, and they parade up and down the street. It's called a slut walk.
It say, "Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves."
Right. They rewarded evil unto themselves. Because Jake will literally, using adultery as an example. That's a lot of Israelite men get off that way by bragging about popping another man's wife, and they don't try to repent from it or have no sorrow about it. They brag about it, you know. So you choosing evil, you rewarding evil, you know, not knowing that the Most High is going to judge you for that. And like the brother said, even going into our women right now, they're in such a docile state that our women, you know, they embarrass the nation, man. You know, and the men too, but the women they on another level with it.
Man, and the men always trying to. A woman's supposed to please a man, and men is out here pleasing the
Trying to
women.
please the women.
I be see like they be my friends. They might be leaving the kids with them and going out and doing all types. Like, God damn, y'all fuck that shit.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Niggas
You the
bugging.
man.
Because in this society,
This shit
you
got
know,
turned upside down.
yeah, in today's society, you know, and me and this brother always joking, like, you know, these women, you know, it's designed to for you to chase after them. But really, they supposed to be chasing after you, because you the prized possession. And then when you chase after them, what? They always playing around.
Thirsty.
You know, they playing. You know. Go ahead.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Right, that's beautiful. See, because Jake will sin, and they don't think they because they don't get judged for it immediately. They don't think that they think the Most High is gonna forget that iniquity. But the Most High, He don't forget. You know, He'll get you when it's time for Him to get you.
Verse 12. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his day be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High Yahweh, which fear before Him.
Yeah, so you might see a Jake, this nigga just wicked, but he living. You know, you just see him living, right? But he wicked as hell. The Most High the Most High got something special for him when the time comes. Him or her. You know? Go ahead.
Verse 13. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not the Most High Yahweh.
And that's the thing. See, when you don't fear the Lord, you playing with the snares of death. The scriptures tell us the fear of the Lord is a fountain of life. So when you fear the Most High, you think before you act. You just don't do some shit. You think about the consequences when you fear the Lord.
And the script says the fear of the Lord is His treasure. And we coming up in some times now that where if you don't have the fear of the Heavenly Father and His Son, you're done. Because you're not gonna have that treasure. You're not gonna have them riches that you laid up in the heavens.
Right. That was it? All right. Go ahead.
This
Get
is Isaiah 3:9. The show of their countenance doth witness against them, and they declare. You just read? 3 and 9?
Go ahead, break it down. Yeah, read it
And they
again.
declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. That's what our people do. They declare their sin as Sodom, man. You know, Jake is the most flamboyant out of all the alphabet people, man.
Oh yeah.
They love to be. They broadcast it everywhere. They put it all over social media, right? Because Jake, when he's into something, he treats it like he's got to make a faction out of it.
Right.
Okay, and that's not what you're supposed to do, man. Back in the day when we were growing up, people used to keep that shit on the DL, man. You were scared to come out if you were doing that shit.
And I forgot what year it was, but it was a long time ago where basically they diagnosed you with something if you was like that.
Uh-huh.
You know, something was wrong with you. You was moving in that spirit. Go ahead, bro.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 16, verse 6. In the congregation of the ungodly shall a fire be kindled, and in the rebellious nation wrath is set on fire.
And it's not Jacob a rebellious nation? The Lord said we were the most rebellious. You tried to tell a nigga that he an Israelite. We're telling you that you're special. Yo, you special, bro. A nigga will fight you. No, I'm not.
I had somebody try to fight me when I first
Legal.
came into the truth. He was like, I'm a Gentile. We was in front of my house about to fight.
Yo, we telling you that you special. This is only for this beautiful treasure is only for you. But a Jake will buck up against you. Well, what about everybody else? Well, what about you, man? What about you? You know? Well, what about the
Right now,
Can they make it? Right. Go ahead.
It say he was not pacified toward the old giants who fell away in strength of their foolishness, neither spared he the place where Lot sojourned, but abhorred them for their pride.
Right. That's Sodom and Gomorrah. Right. Read that part again.
It say he was not pacified toward the old giants who fell away in their strength of their foolishness, neither spared he the place where Lot sojourned, but abhorred them for their pride.
But abhorred them for their pride, and that's the same thing the Lord is going to do to this place.
I got a perfect.
Because this is the land of the most prideful people. Americans are so proud, man. I mean, damn, bro, they proud as hell, man. Go ahead.
It say he pitied not the people of perdition who were taken away in their sins, nor the 600 footmen who were gathered together in the hardness of their hearts. And if there be one stiff neck among the people, it is a marvel if he escape unpunished. For mercy and wrath are with him. He is mighty to forgive and to pour out displeasure.
So, and that's balance. He is mighty to forgive, but also the Lord is going to pour out his displeasure. And that's what's going to happen when Yahweh Shai returns. He's going to forgive the remnant. He's going to deliver them. But on the rest of the world, and you Israelites, he going to pour out his displeasure.
Yeah, so like, and it say, like nobody gonna get away. It's if there be one stiff neck among the people, it's a marvel if they escape unpunished. So the Lord gonna get you. It say, as his mercy is great, so is his correction also. He judge a man according to his works.
Right. So if you're wicked, the Lord is going to judge you according to your works. All right. You get what you get what you dish out. You reap what you sow. So if you moving in the spirit like a little niglet, you know, a little grimy nigga, the Lord gonna treat you as such, man. You don't care about nobody. You know, you just, I gotta get by. You take what you want.
You can't be touched.
You know, yeah, like you can't be touched. The Lord's gonna get you. Go ahead.
It say, the sinner shall not escape with his spoils, and the patient of the godly shall not be frustrated.
That's right, man.
It say, make way for every work of mercy, for every man shall find according to his works.
And see, we understand that we need mercy, because we ain't perfect. That's why in this grace period, your job is not to well, I could eat this, I'm under grace. I could do this, I'm under grace. The grace period is for you to get your shit together.
Right.
Like
That's why the Lord gave us a grace period.
Like the hundreds of millions of people around the world, they're gonna be eating swine today.
There's a lot of hams being made. Well, you had something still? I'll read that. Well, I wanted to say something real quick because that's important. The grace period that the Most High gave us is for you to get better. You know, we're supposed to be getting better right now. You can't just, well, we under grace. That's why the scriptures say, shall we sin that grace may abound? God forbid. So you can't just be doing what you want to do and use grace as an excuse.
Yeah, and if you out there eating swine, that means you're not a believer.
Right.
Because you gotta believe. And,
That's the most important part. Belief. Go ahead, bro.
The brother brought out, you know, it'd be a marvel if one go unpunished. Well, I'm gonna bring out the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 15, because it speaks about the generation that was around where Yahushua was on the scene, and today that's that same generation that's here today. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 15. Verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city. Behold, I send you forth as sheep. Well, that was the point.
Yeah.
And
go ahead. Well, you can
okay.
speak on it.
So the Lord was basically saying, you know, all the miracles that he was performing and telling people to repent. If he would have done that in Sodom and Gomorrah, you know, a lot of people would have repented, you know. But this land is much. This generation is much worse than that Sodom and Gomorrah.
Because look what you could do in this generation. You could, in Sodom and Gomorrah, they wasn't changing their genders and shit.
Right.
You know, they wasn't clipping their joints off.
Getting all kinds of surgeries.
Yeah.
This way it works.
This is fucking 100 times worse, man.
Hormone therapies.
You know, you got these dudes. They basically they could take pills to where they grow you know, parts like a woman.
They got a recently it's been in the news heavy. A transgender man in New Jersey impregnated 2 female prisoners that he locked up with.
Yeah, I seen that.
That's real shit.
If I go to jail, that's
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
But that, see, Esau plays on your mind because he knows when you get locked up with a bunch of men, what you gonna? He know. You know, that's why them dudes be getting down like that.
Oh, there was that one dude. He identified as a woman for one day and went and smashed a woman's world deadlifting record, and then declared himself a man the next day. But he's going in the record books as a woman.
Yeah.
Like this fucking shit is just. It's ridiculous, man.
I'm thinking about the madness. Esau put a man in there with the male tool, threw him in there with nothing but women. What you expect that was gonna come out of that?
You know, the point is, you know, the Lord's gonna bring destruction, and He has to, you know, because they ain't gonna repent.
Right. You got something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that the Lord's eyes is the dog touch brighter than the sun, and that you can't get away with anything
That's right.
that you're doing. This Psalms 94:9. He that planted the ear shall he not hear? He that formed the eye shall he not see?
Right. Yeah. Here it is. Because you gotta think the Most High. I always say the Most High created us. So how you gonna hide something from the Creator?
Right.
You know, we the clay.
Right.
Most High is the potter. But Esau's so proud, oh, I'm gonna fool the potter. You sitting on the table, you the clay, but you gonna fool the potter. That's how prideful he is.
I got a precept going exactly with that. This continuing on where I was at, Sirach 16:17. It say not, I will hide myself from the Lord. Shall any remember me from above? Shall not I shall not be remembered among so many people. For what is my soul among such an infinite number of creatures? And that's what they say, oh, it's 7 people on the earth, 7 billion people on the earth. Like the Lord don't see. The Lord see everything.
Right.
He said the hairs on your hair is numbered
yeah.
of everybody.
Yep.
He could anybody, he can pick the number of your hairs out.
Go count how many ants are in an ant farm. The Most High knows.
Or the sand on the sea.
Yeah,
he can
sand
count
on the
that.
sea.
And the brother,
Oh.
go ahead.
No, it was I forgot. I think it's in, when he was when the angel was asking Esdras, he said, "What's the weight of fire?" or some shit like that. Like, how much do it weigh? And Esdras was like, "I can't answer that because the Most High can."
Most High
And the
knows.
angels know.
Yeah.
You know.
And Yasharan posted in the group chat, we spoke about it briefly the other day, where Esau basically said he's trying to how do you say it?
Hack our minds.
Yeah, hack humans. So that's the pride, you know. He basically said we can hack you, we can know more about you than yourself.
And there was no discussion about whether that was actually right or wrong to do.
So he's playing God basically. Oh,
Yeah.
I can hack you.
And you seen that thing where they came out like, oh, if you want to extend your life, you can live in the metaverse for 150 years. They got that shit out.
Yeah.
Well, the scriptures
You
say,
seen it, right?
You know, the scriptures say in 2 Thessalonians,
Yeah, get
Break it out.
that. Yeah, get that. I was gonna say get that anyway. But he's playing. He really believes that he got the seat right now, you know. But the Most High is allowing him to do these things just to bring judgment upon him.
Before you bring that out, we'll bring this.
You know? Go ahead.
This is a good one to start with. Isaiah 29:16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding? So these devils, man, they've been given the power, right? Like the scriptures say, let favor be shown to the wicked. And all he's doing with it is he's turning everything upside down. Okay? He's putting, like we open up with Isaiah, the 5th chapter.
Yeah, evil
He's
good.
putting good for evil and evil for good, man.
He's
He's turning the world into a fucking freak
he's
show.
following the prophet. He's following what the Most High said he was gonna do. So he can't even see that you doing what the Lord said you was gonna do. So he's following prophecy. That's why when we see him doing all this digital systems and hacking humans, that's all going into Revelation 13. You know, where he's going, he gonna try to hit you with that mark.
And then when he wants to put those little microscopic machines in you, it's the bots. They're gonna know your heart rate. They're gonna know everything that's wrong with your body. They're gonna know any diseases you got, and it's all gonna be sent to the 5 grapefruit towers in real time, man.
Go ahead, Ro. You got Thessalonians? Read that real quick.
this is the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed.
Go ahead.
The son of perdition, who oppresseth and exalteth, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High.
Right. So what he's doing is he's playing the Most High on earth, but we got to understand that the Most High is making him do that. It's not him; it's the Most High making him do that. So he can bring him his judgment, which is to be taken out of the way. Go ahead.
Or that is worshipped, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High,
See, he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High. Go ahead.
showing himself that he is the Most High.
Because Esau don't want you to worship the Lord. He wants you to worship him. And if you worship the Lord, he gonna demonize you.
There was a quote from one of the elites, man. When they do the New World Order, they're going to occasionally bring about famines just to let the people know who the gods of the earth are.
Right.
That's a quote from one of the elites, man.
And that the movie The Book of Eli, what they say, they burned all the Bibles in the war. And they was fighting over the last one. Why? Because they know this book holds power. Go ahead.
Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things.
And the Apostle Paul wrote that so we can read this today and rebuke this man to his face. Go ahead.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28, verse 1. The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, Thus saith Yahweh, because your heart is lifted up. Thou hast said, I am a God, and I sit in the seat of God in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man, and not God, though thou set thy heart as the heart of the Most High. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel, and there is no secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thy understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures.
And that was all a part of the Most High's plan. See, now Esau, he's he's wicked, but he's also wise. The Most High gave him a lot of wisdom. You know, that's why the scriptures say, "Shall wisdom be found no more in Teman?" You know, you gotta think about it. To make those nukes, those missiles, you gotta be wise to do that, man. To make an actual nuclear missile. But the Most High said, "Well, I created the smith that blew up the coals in the fire." See, one thing about Esau, Apostle Tahar always used to say this: he searches everything.
I just had a conversation with somebody in the world. I'm like, yo, one thing Esau go and look that shit up. He gonna go and make sure it's valid.
You gotta look, even when we was down the street. Remember, that white dude on his break. This motherfucker go home and study and be waiting for us to come next week.
Yeah.
Remember? You remember he kept coming? He had all these articles. He's like, yeah, what about this? We answer his questions. Then he'd walk off and shit. Then he'd come back next week. He was locked and loaded again. He's ready to fight.
There should be a lot of you Jakes doing that, man.
Esau go and read some shit. He will.
But he was making some like
Some valid,
on
asking good
the
questions.
surface, he's asking good questions, but then we was able to answer them.
If you was unlearned, he would have got you. But I got something though.
So he searches things out. You know, even starting with their elites, they search things out. But even if you ask an Edomite what's going on, and like they know, they'll know, like, you know. Go ahead.
It say, by thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thy heart is lifted up because of thy riches. Therefore thus saith Yahweh, because thou hast set thy heart as the heart of God, behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. And they shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas.
And go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Like I was gonna say, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, you know, and that's the Most High gave him riches, wisdom, this technology, you know, all the things that he believes that makes him this great, these great people. The Most High gave him that for a little time in a little season. You know, who had something? Oh, you had something.
This Jeremiah chapter 49 verse 16. Thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
You can start at where you at? Start at 7.
Start at 7.
Yeah.
This Jeremiah chapter 49 verse 7. Concerning, the prophecy against Edom, as is written, the prophecy against Edom. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman?
Right, that's what I was quoting. Go ahead.
Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan. For I will bring the calamity of Edom upon him, the time that I will visit him.
Right, so Yahweh Shai has a time where he's going to visit these Edomites. And that's what we're out here to proclaim. All right, and we letting you Jakes know, look, man, you need to get right. Well, we're talking to the remnant. You need to get right before the Most High visits Esau.
You know, visit your ass
And
too.
he say he has wisdom left out of Teman, because you gotta think, like 100 years ago, stuff was different. It was more, it had to be more, it was more righteous.
I was gonna say Esau's society used to be like in order. The woman would
she was covered up, like
stay at home. Yeah.
Hey, they said like in the 50s, a woman wearing a mini skirt, she would get like some type of sanction or ticketed for that. She couldn't be out just.
Or she be considered a prostitute or a whore or
Yeah,
something.
you couldn't just be.
You couldn't be out there like that.
Well, what happened was the Lord, Esau just waxed worse and worse.
No, he was hiding it. He was fucking his wickedness started coming out.
You're right though, because back in the day, in the 50s, right, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the women would be at home. The man would go work, and then
Even through the 70s.
when did women's rights and shit come about?
Like the early 80s.
Yeah, and that's when, we got power now. Women start getting power, so now they go out, they work, they might make more money than you, so now your woman make more money than you.
Right,
Now she
man.
looking at you sideways because she make more money than you, but her natural state should be taking care of the home, taking care of the kids.
And it was all funded and coordinated
Yep.
by the elites who
Yep.
want to enslave everybody on the planet, man.
Mhm.
It's just a way to enslave people, man. You feminize the males, you make the women think that they're equal with the male, and that causes divisions in the family, and then you got all this divorce.
Yep.
And that's why we also say, man, you women are out of your goddamn mind, man. Because really y'all possessed with the devil because y'all possessed with the philosophies of the devil.
Yep. Go ahead.
If grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places.
Yep.
And he shall not be able to hide himself.
Yeah, he's being made bare now via the prophets, because we're the ones that's coming out here through the spirit of Prophet Yahweh Shai in the open, all right, amongst the people. Yeah, he toast.
Yeah,
he probably had two or three IPAs. Now he done.
Yeah, he went there and had some shots after that conversation.
But we're the ones coming out here through the spirit of the Lord and exposing this man through this book. Not through our own minds, all right, through this book. And that's what's making Esau mad, Go ahead.
But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places.
You heard what he said? He said TikTok Jews.
And he shall not be able to hide himself.
He shall not be able to hide himself. Remember earlier he came up, calm, hump, them damn horns was ready to pop out the back of his neck, man. He can't hide his wickedness no more. That's why, I really didn't even want to speak to him like that. 'Cause I knew he was a devil. That's why I just get sarcastic right off the jump. What you want, man?
And he said TikTok dudes. He probably came across some Hebrew Israelite videos on TikTok.
Well, this word is everywhere. This word is everywhere. Go ahead.
Because you gotta think, when he first came over, he probably already knew what was going on.
Yeah.
It's like we said, they search everything out. They know about the Hebrew Israelites.
And we've
So-
been up the street for fucking years.
Yeah, so he knew what was going on.
He was being a snake.
Yeah, being a snake, they thought, they sitting in the bar having their little conversations. I'll go up to these guys right now.
Right. He the bold one out the group. Everybody else looking at him like, I ain't fucking with them. I'll do it.
He just hugged that.
Yeah.
I'll do it. Probably took a shot before he
Sounded
came out
about his
here.
parents being gay. I mean, he needed to look in the mirror.
Liquid courage.
Go ahead. Liquid courage.
Hey, shit, even the scripts speak of that. And his brethren and his neighbors, and he is. I'm gonna start up. But I made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he should not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not.
Go ahead.
Leave thy fatherless children. I will preserve them alive, and let thy widows trust in me. For thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken.
Right, and that's going into Jake. Our judgment was not to drink of the cup, but through our forefathers going off, disobeying the Most High, breaking the law, statutes, and commandments, being wicked. The Most High has brought us through hell as a nation.
One of the things that our people did was they celebrated today. They celebrated Easter, man.
They
Right
still
now.
pissing
Was
the
it
Lord off.
Ezekiel the 8th chapter?
Matter of fact, they all in church right
They're
now.
weeping for Tammuz right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
They're weeping for Tammuz.
With their little outfits.
Yeah, but what's crazy is that, like they grew up celebrating these holidays, but they know that they off, and then they got that information already that these is not biblical holidays, and they still do it. They know they wrong, like Christmas. Everybody knows you ain't supposed to be celebrating, but they like, oh, we do it for the kids.
And this shit
it's
don't
for the kids.
This shit don't feel like nothing. Like
Nah.
I damn near somebody had to tell me Easter was Sunday.
That's
Me
always
too.
the
You know
that's
what I'm
always the
saying?
excuse. It's always the kids.
Yeah.
Christmas for the kids, Easter's for the kids, the
Well, you ain't
chocolate
supposed to,
wraps,
you ain't
Halloween.
supposed to put your kids in no wickedness though.
Right.
It's the scriptures.
Or before the
Kids
Most
on
High.
God.
Because
Right.
most of these holidays, if not all, they go back into they all go back to these
Some type of idol.
some type of deity.
Mhm,
you know?
deity, yeah.
And the Most High don't like that.
Yep. Cause and that's like I said, it don't really feel like so-called when you was younger, you knew when Easter
That
was.
shit was in the air.
You knew like Easter in you'd be like 2 weeks from that shit. Oh, Easter coming up. Now it's like, man, this shit's it's all trash. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I want to bring out this example real quick.
Yeah. It say Easter. Yeah, get it.
This is a picture that a relative sent me. It says Easter was originally the celebration of Ishtar, the Assyrian and Babylonian goddess of fertility and sex.
See?
Her, go ahead.
Now how many niggas know that? How many niggas? Oh, what's Easter about? We're going to the church right now, yo. What's Easter about? Oh shit, man, we eating candy, we fresh. You know, nigga don't know nothing. It's a Assyrian and Babylonian god, man.
Well, you had all these people that say bunnies lay eggs. That don't make no sense. Well, it's probably gonna explain what the
Yeah.
bunnies and the eggs mean, man.
It does.
Go
You
ahead.
people,
They
Her
don't know.
her symbols like the egg and the bunny were and still are fertility and sex symbols, or did you actually think eggs and bunnies had anything to do with the resurrection? Question mark. And
Constantine. After Constantine decided to Christianize the empire, Easter was changed to represent Jesus. All right. After Constantine decided to Christianize the empire, Easter was changed to represent Jesus. But as its roots, Easter, which is how you pronounce Ishtar, is all about celebrating fertility and sex.
well, in Ishtar,
So the
it's
rabbit
just Semiramis.
So happy Ishtar Day.
Yep, happy Semiramis Day.
Happy Hump Day.
And you're really worshiping her son Tammuz, because that was who was slain by the wild boar. Okay,
And that's the
why
spirit, because people eat ham.
Yeah, the boar.
Yeah. You
I
got
just
some?
want to get this.
So is it happy Ishtar Day, man? You know? That's what it is. Go ahead.
Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 11. It says, therefore, upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, because in the creature of God they have become an abomination and stumbling blocks into the souls of men, and snares to the feet of the unwise.
You read that from top.
It said, therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, because in the creature of God they are become an abomination and stumbling blocks to the souls of men, and a snare to the feet of the unwise.
And that's like the brother was mentioning, all these holidays, they go back to a deity or an idol. You know? Pagan.
It says, for the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication. And the invention of them, the corruption of life.
Spiritual fornication. You know, you're not worship, like it says it was changed after Constantine Christianized the empire. It was changed to
And they brought
represent Yahweh. Well, I'm not even gonna say. It was changed to represent Jesus. I'll say that.
They brought all that heathen shit in.
Yeah.
All that paganism.
Done by the Catholic Church.
Which it's really, that was a tactic, because you know these Edomites, they know if they turn us away from our God, they're ultimately weakening us, and then they can rule over us and by causing us to sin.
For neither were there from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. For by vain glory of men they enter into the world, and therefore they shall come shortly to an end.
Yeah, so eventually what? The Most High gonna do away with all this shit when he destroys America, Babylon the Great, and takes Esau out of power. In the kingdom, we gonna keep the high holy days. That's all we gonna know. You know, let a nigga try to keep Easter in the kingdom. But first of all, that's not gonna happen because we're gonna be righteous. You know, so I retract that statement. But these different pagan holidays, they're gonna be no more. All right, we're gonna keep the high holy days of the Most High, and that's gonna be the standard. We're not gonna worship idols. Go ahead.
Thus, in the process of time, an ungodly custom, grown strong, was kept as law, and graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings.
Now, we still living in a time where if you tell somebody you don't want to celebrate Christmas, they look at you funny.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Or a motherfucker be like, Merry Christmas, and you'll say, oh, I don't celebrate Christmas, and then say, well, still Merry Christmas.
Right,
Like,
right.
That's disrespectful.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, it is. You know?
He said, yo, get down like that.
Right.
If I don't do that. Well, still, Happy Thanksgiving. Like you missing out on some shit.
Hey, I'll keep it on. I'll be honest, said, hey, why you don't celebrate? Because I ain't no heathen.
Right. Hey, that's the
Hey,
truth.
for real, and we don't celebrate it. The Most High doesn't like it.
Happy Ishtar Day.
Happy Ishtar.
Happy Ishtar.
We just brought it up. Happy Easter, guys.
Can I bring this out?
That's the spirit. Yeah.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 21. I hate and I despise your feast days, and I will not spell in your solemn assemblies.
Yep.
Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them, neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts.
Yeah, there's hundreds of millions of ham in people's ovens right now. Swine just baking, especially amongst you, Jake.
All throughout the country.
Y'all gonna sit down with the tie around your neck, right? You gonna pray over it. That's what they gonna do.
Got their little
They
pineapple.
gonna say prayers over the ham, and they gonna eat it.
Thank the Lord.
And you going off. All right? No matter how much you decorate the fucking ham, you can have cherries and pineapples around it. Don't matter. It's off. It's wicked. It's a sin. It's
Cook it in wine, it don't matter.
Yeah, it's an abomination unto you. And that's the spirit, because even Christmas, I think ham is the like the main meat.
Yeah, that roast
Christmas,
beef turkey.
you know.
And the people and the people that go to these churches on these so-called holidays, they hypocrites because they asses ain't been to church all year. Then they go get their little outfits and get fresh and go to church for
Hey,
Easter.
even if they did go to church all year, they didn't keep the Passover
Right.
or the holy days that's
Yeah.
in the Bible. That's right in the Bible that they say they believe in. And they
None of
didn't
the
keep none of
Sabbaths.
those.
Well, if you going to church in 2022, your ass through, man. You through. If you go to church every Sunday in 2022, you have no clue what's going on.
Yeah, you go 2022, you're through. That's a bar right there.
You still going to church.
Yeah.
You just what you learning? What are they teaching you, man? Nothing. You ain't learning in the church. You got Jakes that come into the truth. They've been in the church all their life. They come into the truth. They starting to learn. They'll tell you, I ain't know this was in the scriptures. Cause you're not learning. You listening to the pastor. He don't even read the scriptures when he up there.
Nah,
He might give you a couple psalms and a proverb, but that nigga just talking.
I ain't getting none of that.
You know?
They do more to teach you about.
Right, he might quote it. He might not even read it. He just quote it.
You ain't reading nothing.
And then everybody's just saying amen. To what? You got
Yeah, well,
something?
here, they're definitely not going to bring this one out today. Ezekiel 8:14. Then he brought me to the door of the gate of the Lord's house, which was toward the north. And behold, there sat women weeping for Tammuz. In fact, let me read verse 13. He said also unto me, turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations that they do. So this is an abomination. Then he brought me to the door of the gate of the Lord's house, which was toward the north, and behold, there sat women weeping for Tammuz, who was the son of Ishtar or Semiramis, right? That's where you get the cross from. Okay, the cross doesn't come from Christianity. It comes from the Chaldean crucifix, which was a symbol made to honor Tammuz. That's why it's in the shape of the T. Okay. Then said he unto me, hast thou seen this, O son of man? Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations than these. And he brought me into the inner court of the Lord's house, and behold, at the door of the temple of the Lord, between the porch and the altar, were about 25 men, with their backs toward the temple of the Lord, and their faces toward the east, and they worshiped the sun toward the east. Okay, so they were pretty much celebrating Easter, man. You know, that was one of the things that when our kingdom was split, you know, in the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, right? You had Rehoboam ruling the one kingdom and Jeroboam ruling the other. That was one of the things, was that the Israelites that followed Jeroboam's rule were really into that idolatry shit, man. Really into it.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 1. Woe be to the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith Yahweh. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, the power of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people, you have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doing, saith Yahweh.
Right, and if you're feeding your people with lies, the Most High is going to send you even greater delusions, man.
And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all the countries whither I have driven them, and will bring them again into their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase. And I will set up shepherds over them, which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking, saith Yahweh. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will raise up unto David a righteous branch, and the king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. Let's talk about Yahweh Shai.
He's bringing that fold back together.
In his days, Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely. And this,
Go ahead.
and this is the name whereby he shall be called the Lord of our righteousness.
And that's why these people are in a frenzy right now, because our message is only to our people, and the message is so strong in the earth. They like, fuck, we got to start sending people to these camps because this shit making too much sense. So we got to send fucking Vocab Malone. We got to send this person. We got to send that person. Everybody's getting hewn the fuck down.
Yeah, and
it's not working.
That's right. And we making it clear to people. Like, even when I have like biblical discussions with people, they be like, "Oh, what about this? What about this?" And I'll be able to answer their questions so easily.
Right.
Like, they be like, "Damn." And it still seem like they be wanting to believe what they want to believe, but I answered their question.
Right.
I can add to Dan's point.
Gave answer.
Vocab Malone, you know, he tried to go into the the NBA locker rooms. Remember?
Yeah, I remember that. Or it was NFL, I think.
It was one of them.
NFL, I think. Yeah.
And because a lot of Israelites,
They had some believers amongst them.
it was like a breeding ground.
Yeah.
And Vocab Malone came and tried to and it was trying to cause some confusion, and they just was ignoring him because they knew what he was about.
And like I said, this message is strictly for our people. So now, first Esau wanted to be separate from you. Couldn't eat at the same table. Couldn't drink at the water. Now we separating ourselves.
Right.
Now he mad. Now he's upset.
Right.
But it's only for the Israelites, from Genesis to Revelation. It's that simple.
Yeah, and we truly see, we like they wanted to separate, but now we spiritually, the
Right.
Israelite, we spiritually separated from them.
Yeah.
We don't give a fuck about none of their stimulus. We don't care about this world.
Yeah.
They don't want that. If our nation was like thinking like we on this same mindset as us,
Oh, it'd be over.
it'd be over.
Esau be through.
They
Yeah.
had to pull the
Hey,
guns out.
it'd be what's that joint? Chronicles. If we all face towards the east, it'd be that. It's Jeremiah 23:7. Therefore, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that they shall no more say, the Lord lives, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but the Lord lives, which brought up the children, which brought up and led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country, and from all the countries whither he have driven them,
America, Babylon the Great, and all the other countries too.
and they shall dwell in their own land.
So the Lord's getting ready to give us our own land, the land of Israel. But it's a reason why the Most High is going to nuke that land, because right now it's defiled, you know. So that land is going to be built back up.
Yep. And if you look at the land of Israel now, it's like a desert-like terrain. At a point in time in history, that place, Israel, it was full of palm trees and vegetation, and trees and fruit and all types
They
of
got
shit.
that now.
I'm saying-
It's just fake trees.
Yeah,
You ain't see that they planted like.
I was going to say it's a term for it.
They
Apostle
planted
Gabar
fig
knows it.
trees.
Apostle Gabar, it's a term for it.
It still look good.
Where they it's a lot of like they planting a lot of fake trees and things like that.
Yeah.
But when the kingdom is established, it's going to be totally different.
Back then in the time, it used to be a city, a literal city of palm trees. You could read that in the scriptures. Just Google city of palm trees. We had a city of palm trees, vegetation, plentiful.
Because ultimately, well, not only the land of Israel, but the earth itself
Yeah.
was made to be a paradise. You know,
Hey,
The-
Sodom and Gomorrah was a place that was beautiful before it got destroyed.
so the Most High made the earth to be enjoyable, man. You know, but through different rulerships of wickedness and laws and ways of life, the earth is turned into a concrete jungle. You know, really Esau. You know, he fucked the earth up, man.
It all goes back to him, man. You know, here it is. He's been given all this favor, and his vision of the future is to destroy the earth and make everybody into a damn ant farm, a giant ant farm.
That's why he's known as the vessel of dishonor.
He got all the money, all the technology, and that's the best vision he could come up with.
And there's a lot of information been coming out about this mega drought situation going on due to lack of snow and rain. And the point was brought out that Esau has this technology to manipulate the weather and fuck with the clouds and the rain and things like that. And also they have the technology to turn salt water into fresh water, and they won't use it. Along with, they could make pipelines and bring water from this side of the earth to the other side of the earth, fresh water. And we on a planet that's more water than anything, so it shouldn't be nobody be thirsty. For one, should nobody be thirsty? Shouldn't be no such thing as a mega drought when we're surrounded by water. And two, you got the technology to really make this world a better place, but
He's the devil.
But he's the devil.
At the end of that, but he's the devil. You know, he is. There's no. See, he thrives off being wicked. You know, like the Rothschilds, man. They have enough. These different banking families, they have enough power and gold and money for everybody to eat.
Should nobody be thirsty? Should nobody be hungry? Should
But
nobody be
get,
homeless?
Get that in Job real quick. But he's, and that shows that he's the fucking devil, man. He hoards everything to himself.
That's fucked up.
No, it's really not though.
Right, you can't-
Because he's playing his role.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, he's doing exactly what he was. And that's the beautiful thing about having this understanding is that you really don't, it's like he's just playing his part.
The scriptures say that he has more than his heart.
Yeah, he has more than his heart can wish.
But he want more.
And it also says, he have swallowed down riches, but he shall vomit them up. Think about what he did to Gad and Reuben. We always bring that up, the Trail of Tears, how he slaughtered the Native American and Seminole Indians. Even when he did to Ephraim, the Latin tribes, Simeon,
Completely wiped him out.
they had I forgot what it was on, but he used to, Esau, he used to split the bellies of the Puerto Rican women, the Cuban women, and the Dominican women, and watch the fetus fall out, man. And I forgot what he I think it's on the back of the Levi jeans, where he would
I got
make
some
the
more.
horses make the horses go 2 different ways and snap the limbs of Jake.
I got the logo right on my pants.
He used to do all types, he used to just destroy us as a nation in the most wicked ways. Go ahead.
It's the book of Luke, chapter 16, verse 19. And there was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen and fared sumptuously every day. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which lay at his gate full of sores. That rich man would represent Esau, and Lazarus would represent Israel. And desiring to be fed with crumbs which fell from the rich man's table, moreover the dogs came and licked his sores. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by angels unto Abraham's bosom. And the rich man also died and was buried. And in hell he lifted up his eyes, being in torments, and sees Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. And he cried and said, Father, Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue. For I am tormented in this flame. But Abraham said, Son, remember thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things? But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented. And besides all these, between us, there is a great gulf fixed, so that they which will pass from hence to you cannot, neither can they pass to us that would come from thence. Then he said, I pray thee therefore, Father, that thou wouldest send him to my father's house. For I have 5 brethren, that he may testify unto them, lest they come into the place of torment. And Abraham said unto him, They have Moses and the prophets, let them hear him. And the point is that they gonna get what they rep. They gonna get what they sow. They gonna reap what they sow. Because right now our people are on a low level, and it's a lot like you said, it's a lot they can give us in fresh water. Like you see that shit in Michigan, that shit been like that since
Flint, yeah.
Yeah. But they could
That could have been fixed overnight if he was righteous.
they didn't have to force the jab on people and do all this crazy shit, but they doing it because they're the devil. Let them.
And it's not a surprise. It's all we should expect it. It's like, oh, he being the devil. Another day he's being the devil.
Yeah, it's
Nothing should surprise you with Esau.
nah. But this is so right. We know. See.
Yep.
When you know, like we know that we gonna get that everlasting life. So fuck it. That we you see Lazarus, he laying in Abraham's bosom, chilling, good. They not gonna be good. They don't got that resurrection in life. They don't got the promise. We got the promise.
It's like that movie with Eddie Murphy. It's called Trading Places. He's basically poor, but he traded places with the Edomites, and they didn't know what to do. But he was living. It's like he was chilling. He was living life. Doing just. And the Edomites, they traded places. They was all fucked up. They didn't know what to do. That's how Esau is now. If he gotta live, he'll have the world. But if he gotta live in a 2-bedroom apartment, he don't know what to do.
Dropping off the roof.
But we gonna have that. We gonna have now.
That's right.
With everlasting life,
With new bodies, with spiritual powers.
never gonna be it's never gonna be no more sorrow in our whole nation. No more sorrow in your whole nation.
No sickness.
You're never gonna see your family member or even another Jake crying. Never again.
Never a bad day. Imagine never having a bad day. We're supposed to be able to fathom that.
Not having to worry. We gotta think like, damn, I'm a baby shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, 3 weeks from now, you stressing about some shit.
Like, fuck, I gotta pay
Ain't
rent.
none of that.
Subject to payment.
Time not gonna be flying and shit. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get to enjoy our gave.
You're gonna
You
be
can
able.
have rest.
I was gonna say you're gonna have rest. You're
Peace.
gonna be able to be a man. You're gonna be able to. Cause you be a man in this society. You too hostile.
Yeah.
You know. You gotta calm down a little bit. You know?
Toxic masculinity.
Yeah. Isaiah 4:21.
And these are the things that Esau is not. When he comes to demonize us, he's not gonna mention the things we say like that.
Right.
Like I said, they're gonna chop up our footage to where it just seems like we a bunch of crazy
Yeah,
motherfuckers.
we're like, all you're gonna hear is you hate gay people.
Yeah, all types of shit.
You're anti-Semitic.
America gonna be destroyed.
Yeah, they gonna have a pro chopping that footage up, man.
too.
But they're not gonna put it. They're not gonna have the parts where we say we want rest for our nation. We want our kids to be safe. We want our women to be righteous. We don't want diseases in the earth. We don't, we want the good things in life, so to speak.
And we actually want world peace.
We want order. We want order. Yeah, we want world peace. But the problem is, it's you guys saying it. You can't say that. You can't say you're an Israelite. If this whole thing was about us being Muslims, nobody would have a problem with it. But because we're saying that we're the true children of Israel according to the Bible, everybody's they in the frenzy. You guys are you're black Hebrew Israelites. Or are the Jews over there? Are they the white Hebrew Israelites? What do you mean black Hebrew Israelites?
Right.
So they have a problem with us saying that we are the people of the promise, which prophecy and the curses will tell you that we are. Go ahead.
It's Isaiah chapter 14. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel, accept them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
Yeah, the strangers are other Israelites. Go ahead, keep going. You can't just close it on that, brother.
Your God. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them.
Yep.
And the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
Yep.
That's part of your blessing from the Lord, man. That's what we gonna get as a nation.
Get Revelation 2:26 real quick.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
Right, weren't we captives? We served our sentence. Now we standing on our feet, telling him your sentence is coming up. It's like you about to get out, and you about to get out. So now you got a little more swag to you.
You got energy.
You got energy. We at the end of our bid. Go ahead.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
And who's oppressing us? The scriptures say, "Do not rich men oppress you." Esau starting with his elites, we're being oppressed. We're in a system of oppression, to where if you don't pay something, you can't drink, you can't wash your ass. That's oppression. Water is free. Water is the number one resource. You're supposed to just have access to water, but don't pay a water bill. Don't pay your rent. Now you on the street. That's oppression.
Don't pay your heat bill. Your ass go free.
Keep going.
And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest.
Yep.
That's what we gonna get that rest, man. That's what we waiting for. To get that rest.
The scriptures say that we're gonna run and not be weary. It says, "They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength." Me and this brother was talking about, man, we gotta start running. Why? Because we fucking feel like shit. So we got to start exercising because these bodies is trash.
Yeah, and the way Babylon set up, it make everybody fucking lazy.
Yep. And even the foods that you eat that's supposed to give you energy is trash. We're in a system of oppression, man. From the things that you eat, drink. I mean, you can still eat better and drink, but you brothers get what I'm saying.
It's still
Even if it's good in this society, it's still got some bad in it.
And I just remember when I was younger, like how I used to be able to do certain shit that I can't do now. Like I used to play on roofs and shit, jumping off the top of fucking roofs, just jumping on the ground. I can't do that shit now. Break my goddamn leg.
Right. But even when you go back 25 years, the food wasn't like this.
no.
It's real. I used
It
to
wasn't.
jumping off
See, Esau did a number on the food.
I went over to my uncle's house earlier this week, and I even told him, man, it's true. I said, man, you know how many times I must have jumped down these stairs when I was a fucking kid?
So
Go
you,
grab my nuts some more.
you hit a certain age, your ass bend down or turn a certain way, you hurt. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve.
And you constantly fearful in this society. You might not be consciously, but we always say the cops get behind you. You got your license is good. You just a normal working person. Esau get behind you like, oh fuck, you know. But all your paperwork straight. But you just know how this nigga is.
A hard bondage.
You know?
You gotta go to fucking work.
Working. Because right now the Most High has us in the ruling class mentality. So going to work is like, man, you know, shit. You get tired of working because we know eventually we ain't gonna have to work. So we kind of sped up already. We like, man, we, you know, in our mind, man, we ready to be rulers, man. But you gotta, you know, I always joke to brothers about how my job, I don't do shit, and I still don't want to be there.
And you gotta think, the hours you give Esau out the week to go to work, imagine what you could do with those hours if they was like 3 hours to you. You'd be thinking, you could come up with shit, come up with other ideas, you could do things, spend more time with your family. Yeah, you'd be more with yourself. You have more time with yourself.
Even if you were running your own business, man, you know, you're prospering for yourself. You're not making other people rich.
Yeah.
That's really what you're doing. You're slaving away and making other people money.
You're a slave, go ahead.
That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, in the golden city ceased? The Lord had broken the staff of the wicked, and the scepter of the rulers.
Right. So how is the oppressive seat the golden city seat? The golden city is Babylon. It tells you that in Revelation 17th chapter and the 18th chapter. So this place is going to be seized. It's going to be taken down. That's why these different nations are. That's why they have nuclear capabilities, because that's how World War III is going to be fought, and that's how this place is going to be taken down. It's just a matter of time. But when those missiles are shot off, you got to understand. That's a very, very. That's it. That's a big thing, man. When those missiles are shot off, that means that you need to look up because you're going to see chariots. That's what that means.
That's when it is done. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke.
And that's what he's doing. Still got that whip on Jake's back, man. Day in, day out. Go ahead.
He that ruled the nations in anger.
Oh, you got Moab over there. Moab in them sweatshops, right? They're making Jordans and shit for pennies, and then they sell them in the States for $300.
Right.
You know?
Niggas a fight or kill over some goddamn.
Yep.
Jordan.
And that's why Babylon is known as the hammer of the earth. He who read that part again?
He that ruled the nations in anger.
He's ruling with anger. He even pushes his way of living on you. He'll come in your shit, kill your leader, because your leader don't, you might have a decent leader. He might not really fuck with Babylon like that. So Esau will roll up in there, whack his ass.
Tell him, get a woman driver's license.
Yeah.
And make a McDonald's.
Right.
That's the Middle East.
That's what they do. Esau, he'll whack your leader, because your leader, he decent. Your leader for the people. He'll whack his ass, put his dude up in there, and just make the whole nation wicked.
What they did with Russia, they took all the McDonald's out of there, they took the Netflix out of there. All that shit's gone now. Russia's going to emerge because they don't have none of that poison.
Yeah, I seen a video where
But they still got some
people
McDonald's.
in Russia was saying, like, in the 70s and 80s, they used to see the movies, and they wanted to be like America, like Americans. But now, they hate that shit.
Yeah.
They hate that culture.
Because they realizing this shit is the ways of death. It's not good. The American way of life is not good. It's not healthy for your spirit.
Western culture is not the right culture.
Yeah, Putin hate this shit. Is persecuted and none hindered. The whole earth is at rest
When Esau go down, the whole earth gonna be at rest.
and is quiet.
And it's gonna be quiet. It ain't gonna be no more nation trying to fight against nation
Peace.
and shit like that. Cause we're gonna be ruling. We're gonna rule with an iron rod,
Yeah.
man.
And what do growing up? I love peace and quiet, and we do. I love it. I like it. Some men, we like to just sit in silence and hear nothing. They break forth into singing.
The whole earth gonna break forth into singing, man. Cause everybody gonna, damn, this the way it's supposed to be. When we gonna get put in order?
It says the trees are gonna, you know, spiritually, since you laid down, since he came down, no feller has come up against us.
You never know. The trees might break out.
Yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee in the cedars of Lebanon,
Oh, that's in
saying,
that? Okay, it's like I didn't know. It's like
since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us.
because what's he doing? He constantly cutting down shit. Like, leave the trees alone, man.
You gotta think back. The white man just came into power 14, 15, 1600s. Before that, it was trees. This whole landmass right here was trees, mountains, and nature shit.
This nigga will cut down a tree to save a power line. That's stupid,
Yo,
man.
Yeah,
even
the
if
tree alive.
Yeah,
you look up pictures from 100 years ago, this shit looked way different.
you trying to save a power line, so
100
he'll
years
cut
ago.
down the trees. Like where we live on upper part of Pierce, that nigga cut down the whole block because the trees was on the power lines.
The tree's been there since before I was
Nope.
born.
In fact, you was working on that street before. He was in the falls. He's wicked. You know, trees are beautiful, man. You know, that's how we get oxygen.
Right. The thing is, he could just trim the branches.
And then he cut that shit.
Right.
They cut that shit to the. You can go like this. You on the stoop of the
Stand on
stump. Yeah, he cut that shit down to the stump. And then you can see the rings in the tree, showing you that there's so many. That was an old tree, man. I mean, the roots are still under the ground, but
Because that's what foragers do. After like they do a harvest, they pick the fruit off the trees, they trim all the branches for the next year.
but trimming the branches, that's really not harmless. But when you cut the whole fucking tree, you know, it's like, damn. You had something, bro?
Yeah, I want to bring out some in Isaiah 11, that's found upon kingdom.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 11, verse,
We're gonna close up.
it's not verse 5. And righteousness shall be the girdle of his loins, and faithfulness the girdle of his reins. The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the kid, and the calf, and the young lion, and the fatling together, and a little child shall lead them, and the cow and the bear shall feed their young ones, shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox, and the suckling child shall play on the holes of the path, and
And what that's showing you is that's showing you peace. You know, that's showing you how it's gonna be peace in the kingdom of heaven. Right now, everything is has a raging spirit. Like, even if that's speaking about the animal kingdom, everything is in survival mode. Everything, you know, it's a food chain. Everything is in survival mode, but in the kingdom, you know, animals, they're not gonna be like they are now. You know, they're gonna be in a whole different spirit. They're gonna be healthy. You know, yeah, because we're gonna have control over that.
Just like
That's how Noah, yeah.
Noah took all animals in the ark.
Yep.
He had control over them, dominion over them.
And I said it like, I said this a minute ago. It was a comedy movie, Dr. Dolittle with Eddie Murphy, but that's real. How he's communicating with the animals. See, they throw shit at you like that. You don't really, Jake in the world don't really think, but Jake is gonna be able to do that. You know. Go ahead.
verse 8, and the suckling child shall play on the holes of the axe.
There's actually Slaki. There's actually, our forefathers. They they probably had like pets, bears, lions. King David.
When Noah was on the ark, he sent after the flood, he sent the bird off.
Yep.
And it came back to him.
The bird came back.
That's power, man.
Yeah.
That's power.
Fucking Elijah or Elisha, which one was it that the raven
Got fed with the
food?
raven. Yep. That's power, man. Go ahead.
And the weaned child shall put his hand on the pocketels then. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountains.
In the kingdom, your children. You're not gonna have to watch your children. They're not gonna get bit by dogs.
Right.
Because guess what? Our children are gonna have power over the animals. Because it's gonna be ordered. So your Israelite son or daughter is gonna have power, dominion. Go ahead.
For the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Most High, as the waters cover the sea. And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an end time of the people. To it shall
The Gentiles seek.
the Gentiles seek, and his rest.
And those Gentiles are Israelites. Go ahead.
And his rest shall be glorious.
His rest shall be glorious. So we're getting ready to enter into a glorious rest with everlasting life, with new bodies, the law, statutes, and commandments. Lord willing, we're those men. The law, statutes, and commandments written in our spirits, man, in our inward parts. And they're amongst Jake, we're not going to sin. So that's the message, man. That's why we out here to fish for the elect and tell you that you got to repent before it's too late. Because once it's too, that's what the time of the stream, the doors of mercy are getting ready to be shut. And we said before camp, it's spiritual, that we standing in front of closed doors. Because when the ark closed, when the doors closed on that ark, Noah couldn't do nothing.
All the steps to success.
There was nothing Noah could do. The Most High shut the doors. And it was people banging on the ark. It was the same people that was talking shit, mocking him while he was building. But when the doors was closed, they was trying to get in. So now we're basically, brothers around the world, we're spiritual Noahs, man. We're building this ark, letting you know that the Most High is getting ready to send destruction, just like Noah. But they didn't hearken, they didn't listen, but that's how it is. There's going to be more Israelites that die than ones that make it. That's the judgment. So with that, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, and Kakadash. Once again, double honor to our apostles and elders, a great millstone that taught us this truth through the Spirit. Peace and blessings and salutations to the elect. And Lord willing, we'll see you brothers next week. Shalom.